Ishikawa Kinichiro came to Taiwan for the first time in the early 20th century. He wanted to leave behind exceptional memories of Taiwan's beautiful scenery. He had painted a watercolor painting and called it Formosa. We can see from the painting that he loved using purple to depict mountains from afar. Later, around 1929, he painted a work called Cerulean Mountains and Luminous Waters. This painting was published in 1932. The Purple Mountain Range is one large distant view. The medium view is of the horizon. The horizon is placed very low. On the painting, clearly showing a road. Ishikawa Kinichiro inherited the concept of road landscape paintings of the Meiji period. A very wide road with landscape on both sides. There are people in different postures on the road. They are frozen in their spots depicting different behaviors. He has named it Formosa on the lower right-hand corner of the painting. It is a typical Taiwanese scene, more like a depiction of farmland. In the foreground is a slope that leads to a pond. It might look beautiful, but back in the late 19th and early 20th century, that could have been a place with a very special odor. Something very special. Or maybe even something not very pleasant at all. This kind of scenery is actually typical of Taiwan. Red tiled roofs, yellow walls, and green bamboo groves. In Ishikawa Kinichiro's eyes, Taiwan was very different from Japan. It actually boasted a beautiful pastoral type of scenery of Taiwan. In Japanese-era Taiwan, the colonizers also built many modernized structures. Taiwan used to be considered one of Japan's overseas colonies that just greatly needed new knowledge. For example, architects back then used Taiwan as a sort of experimental ground, really, for new endeavors and techniques. Ishikawa Kinichiro also painted at this time the center of the colonial government, called the Taiwan Government General's Office. Alongside the building, with its tall central spire, Ishikawa added trees from the streets of Taiwan that he missed so much. He also included small figures, though it is not clear what they are doing in the painting. They are painted in the midground. The background is just the sky. It looks like a very simple painting, a combination of vertical and horizontal compositions. In the bottom right-hand corner, something that's not very obvious, but it is something very important that's placed at a slant on the artwork, a gutter. Now, this gutter, besides breaking the monotony of the composition, is actually a gutter similar to a sewer. In contrast, the painting with a slope besides a farmland, actually a typical scenery of Taiwan at the time, shows a place outside Taipei City. The Taiwan Government General's Office is in the heart of the city. With new modern construction techniques, sanitation facilities had changed. Head of the Civil Affairs Department, Goto Shinpei, pushed for new architecture in Taiwan. The most important thing to him was the new concept of having sanitation facilities and a sewer system. We can see the humorous side of Ishikawa Kinichiro. He has issues with the tall tower at the Government General's Office building. Ishikawa Kinichiro is more interested in old buildings. That's why he liked to paint city gates, namely those city gates of the Qing dynasty that ruled Taiwan before. He painted many old structures. He put a lot of feelings into his work. He once published an article ridiculing the government general's office. He wrote saying that the building is grandiose but impractical. He said such a tall tower should have a clock like London's Big Ben, so that everybody from afar can see it. That was the kind of humor that Ishikawa had.